What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the stream. And if I'm being a little quiet right now, I do apologize. It is about 2 o'clock in the morning. And my fiance is obviously very sound asleep at this point, so I do not want to wake her up, but I just could not go to bed without getting this episode ready to get out there because I've been doing some scouting and trying to figure out how to get things to go just well in this major league squad this season. Because as you see, we are sitting there at 27 and 35, 17 games out of first place. The Angels have been crazy this season. Actually, might as well take you to show them off. They have a crazy lineup. I mean, look at how stacked they are, and everybody, of course, is on fire at the same time. And then also their rotation, pretty good. So, yeah, they are crazy. We stand no chance at winning the division this year, and that's fine. But I really want that wild card spot so we can at least find our way into the wild card game to make the playoffs. But right now, things are not going very good, I will take you through how some of the guys have been performing after we get to the draft. So I did a lot of scouting for this draft. I switched up my scouts. I'm going to take you to show my scouts real quick. So, you see, I put more focus into discovery this time around, like I said I was going to. So this created some issues with efficiency and just some lower like abilities in terms of scouting, be able to be so high on those discovery. But I think I found a lot more prospects that interested me this time. So it took a lot of kind of like patience and whatnot to scout these guys, but I did identify a few players that really stood out to me. And let's go to the draft and see how everything goes. So let's go. So we have the fourth pick, and yep, okay. So these two pitchers were the two guys I was really looking at. They both looked pretty good, but I figured they would not be there at number 4, and they are not, which means there is only 2 blue chip prospects left, and I did not like either of them. Yeah, so 21 years old, he's 55 overall. I really don't like that makeup. No power, good speed, but he doesn't do any defense. Contact numbers aren't that high, so I don't love that. And then here, Louis Tucker, again, 50 overall, 20 years old, so 21 years old. So these guys are guaranteed A potentials, but I think they're probably going to be low A potentials. So, and I don't really like them. So I'm probably going to pull the trigger and not draft either of them. Leo Cedeno was actually one of my favorite prospects as I was scouting, and I think I might pull the trigger and skip out on the blue chip prospect and go for him instead. But let's see if there's any other guys. There was another 80 pitcher, I thought. No, I guess there was no other. Maybe there was, but he just didn't stay in the draft. I'm not sure. Let's see. 80 catcher, but I didn't finish scouting him because he was a pretty low overall, so I didn't really care about his. Eduardo Ramiro, yeah, 50 overall, 80 potential. I'm looking for guys maybe a little bit more advanced with their overalls. Willie Pena was a guy I liked, but I'm not willing to take him this early. I'm hoping he might be there in the second round because he might be the guy that I'm really interested in. So Jamal Barton is pretty good, but again, doesn't really have enough power for me to love him. Love the discipline and the contact numbers, but I'm not going to pull the trigger there. And then Matt Drew is a guy, if I really hope Matt Drew makes it out of the first round, because this is the guy I want in the second round. So I'm going to go with Leo Cedeno here. Matt Drew, please be there. Please be there. And let's see. Please. Oh, there it goes. The Rangers. He almost got to the competitive balance round. This guy, I think, is going to be really good. And then I also saw Willie Pena went right here, too. So those were the 2 guys I was really hoping, and Eduardo Romero. So those are the 3 guys I was really hoping would make it to competitive balance round, second round, something. Just our second pick, please. And it did not happen. So that is frustrating, but there were a lot of guys I like. So we just took a picture. We'll see what type of position players are there right now. I did like Miguel Villegas. However, I feel like I have a lot of first basemen, and he might be fool's gold, so I'm not going to pull him right now. Second baseman, they look okay. I probably like Mora a little bit more. I'm sorry, I couldn't pass that joke up. Leo Valencia looks okay. I wish he wasn't a 55 overall, being 21 years old, but that's not bad. I could see myself going there. Ken Trejo, yeah, that's okay as well. I wish I had finished scouting Salazar. I could have scouted him right at the end there, but I decided to go for that right fielder because the right fielder looked a little more interesting. Maybe I'll take a swing on him in the second round with that pick that's coming up here pretty soon, if he's still available. Okay, so there are Valencia I like. What about pitchers? Is there the pitcher? I wouldn't mind going with for a couple pitchers in this draft. Waylon Gonzalez, he's pretty good. He was a righty that I drafted, right? I believe he was. Yes, he was. Okay. So I probably would lean lefty, but I don't have to go lefty. Uh, Kingman I liked. I could possibly get him in the third round. Diego Bruno. So there's actually a few lefties here. Yeah. So actually, there's a lot. I scouted pitchers like hardcore, and there are quite a lot of them. And wait, 30 years old? Oh, that was weird. Yeah, that was really weird. So okay, I'm running out of guys I like. Um, let's go with Leo Valencia. Okay, so all those starters are still there. Is that left fielder still there? Salazar. I think maybe I'll go with Salazar because there's a lot of pitchers left, and I don't think a lot of them just went. Yeah, so I think in terms of position players, I'm pretty much out. Villanueva's not bad, but I'm not. Well, I do actually need a long-term second baseman. Oh, I really like those contact numbers. Ken Trejo. I don't need Trejo. Salazar. I'm gonna go with Salazar. I'm gonna go with him. And then let's see. Are there a lot of pitchers taken? Okay, so I saw 2 or 3 pitchers that just got taken that I really liked. Oh boy. So Gomez. Kingman was a guy I liked. A guy I really liked. Hogsett. I'm okay with that. It's just a guy that I remembered. Ramirez is okay. Maury Wells was a guy I like. So some of these guys I really like. So let's go see who's left for pitchers. There's got to be somebody left that I like. Okay, so a couple of 75s here. So Rene Cabrera, he's a lefty, but he's 45 overall. I don't love that. Garrett Donnellan. I do like that, even though he's not a lefty. I wish there was a lefty that I could draft. Pinto's pretty good, and Bruno's pretty good. So I could take Bruno if he lasts, but I'm not going to pass up on Donnellan anymore. So let's take him. Looks like Bruno just got taken as well. Why are people skipping draft picks? I've never seen that before. All right, so he's got. I think I'm completely out of lefties now. All right, is that second baseman still there? No, he's not still there. But there's some interesting guys I had scouted. Okay, so we are emptied out on pitchers, which is fine because we've taken 2 of them already. Okay, let's see what position players are left here. That's not bad. Now he's not going to be huge potential, but might be able to get something out of him. I kind of like what that makeup is there. Fritas. We already took a third baseman anyways. So I did not finish scouting Baroa. That's not bad. I don't know anything about him though. Really. You know what? I'm gonna go with Griffin, and hopefully, Baroa is still there, and I'll take a shot on him. But let's go with Griffin. I know he's a 65 potential, but maybe if we can just get like 70 potential, we just underscout him by just ever so slightly. Oh, Peroa goes. Oh my God. It feels like every guy I want in the next round ends up going like right before I have the chance to pick him. So, okay. So Guillen. Ooh, wow. Why did I stop? You know what? I didn't have enough time to scout him further, so maybe I go with Gian. Let's see. Some of these guys I stopped scouting short because you got to cut something somewhere. I just wish he was. I wish he was a righty because I'm drafting like a lot of lefties in this draft so far. Huh? Nance is pretty interesting. So is Diaz, but I already took a shot on a guy. Plus his overall is higher than his potential. Yeah. Okay. Varus is a guy I didn't have a chance to scout, but he's interesting. I might go with, let's go with Knots. Let's see how he is. So, I don't know. This draft could be good. It could be meh. Let's see. So, one more pick. As you see, we have a lot of guys left, but most of them we did not scout. Okay. Isaac Ambrose. Okay. And then Phil Cedeno. Okay. Now one of those guys really interests me. Okay. So, 88 miles an hour. I think these guys, all I had Ks per 9 problem. I mean, I scouted pretty much every pitcher I liked. Yeah, okay. Relief pitchers will come back to Richie Webb. Looks pretty filthy. That's pretty nice. Okay, I definitely would rather have Richie Webb. Let's see what type of fielders are left. Let's see. Maybe I do go that guy. Any guys who throw absolute smoke coming out of the bullpen. Looking for upper 90s. Okay. So it's going to be either Richie Webb or that right fielder. I'm going to shoot for that right fielder because I really. You know what? Screw it. Let's see it. See, is Richie Webb get drafted? I feel like he has to, right? Wow, it does not look like he did. Which means he'll be in the free agent market. That's interesting. But all right. So that is our draft. Let's take a look. 66 overall, B potential. I figured he wouldn't quite be an A. Let's just hope he's high B. All right. 86. So what's disappointing about that is he's only going to be an 83 potential after my edits, but he will be a 65 overall. And his makeup's pretty nice. I wish his stamina was a little higher, but, I can live with that. Let's see. Let's look at some of the... So Matt Drew is the guy that we really liked going through, and big time pop. But contact numbers are a problem, and so are his vision numbers. So good defender, good athleticism. So he would have been a really good guy to land in the second round. But only 81 potential. So all right, what other guys were taken in the first round? Let's see what were those. So this is exactly what I was concerned about. He's a 50. He's going to be a 49 overall, and he's 96. 96 potential is great, but it's way too far away. So that is. I'm glad I passed on that. I really am. So, yep. This is one guy. This is the guy that got taken ahead of me. I really liked him. I could see why. Let's see. What other 90s were taken? And then here is Delgado. Delgado is a little further away. So, I guess I didn't miss out on anything too crazy with Delgado. So, in the end, that is not too big of a deal. Let's see, any other 90s taken? And then Campillo was a guy I didn't even have a chance at. He's pretty good. Power numbers could be better in my opinion, but he's pretty far away. You can train that bat up, and he would still stay as an A potential. So, Pena was a guy we had identified. I guess we could have gone with Pena because he's going to be that 87 potential, but. This doesn't stand out to me. No really loud tools. So, I wish his potential was a little higher, but 65 overall already. Good break. I wonder what pitch has that 81 break. I'm okay with that. So let us sign him. All right. The rest of our draft was modest. Nothing crazy. Leo Valencia. Okay, 21 years old. He's already 58 overall. That's not too bad. 78 potential. Would have liked it to be a little higher, but that's okay. Salazar. So he'll be a 65 overall because I don't let those guys be like MLB ready when they come out. But 65 overall, and 78 potential. That's not bad either. And good bat. So that was a good pick, actually. Garrett Donnellan, okay, B potential, which is going to be 81 potential, and he's a 61 overall. I like the numbers there. That was a good draft pick. Lenny Griffin, yeah, I mean, he was only that 65 potential. We weren't expecting him to be great, but I could use some second base depth, so I think signing him's not a bad idea at that 69 potential. Jonathan Knotts did not pay off. That's okay. We won't sign him. And then Alvaro Veras, 78 overall. I don't love that he's 52 overall. 78 potential, 52 overall. But that's okay. I mean, we'll keep him around. So, all right, I just want to go through real quick and see some of the guys. So, Kingman, okay. Kingman was a guy that I liked, but only 77 potential, so nothing too bad there. Let's see. Pinto was another guy I'd identified. That's okay. He's only 77 potential. Hogsett, he's pretty decent, but not too bad. I mean, both my pitchers I drafted were better than him, so that is fine. The only thing that's nice about him is that he's a lefty. Let's see. Nobody there. Just going through quickly, see if any of the guys were guys that I really wanted. So, you know what? I was right about this. Manuel Villegas was fool's gold. 74 potential. Ron Morrow was a guy I liked at second base. He's okay. I mean, I'm not upset missing out on him. This is a guy I was scouting that I really liked, but just didn't come across him in time. That's fine. Howard Hawks. How many Hogsets are in this draft? He's pretty good. Let's see. More. Maury Wells was a guy I liked. He'll have 79 potential. So again, I'm not really missing out on anything too much. Rene Cabrera was a guy I liked. So Rene Cabrera, but I mean, look at how low that case per 9 is. So, and he's only a 47 overall. So that's not, I feel like I'm missing out on anything there. So yeah, I mean, the more I look at this right now, the more I'm pretty ecstatic about this draft class. That should be it right there. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this class worked out. So yeah, this probably our second best draft class of this franchise. Our first one was our best, and that one was loaded. But I mean, every draft class since that first one has been just like garbage, like 4 or 5 blue chip prospects, and that's it. So hopefully this draft class can give us a little bit of momentum going forward, because I need some good juju, because let's go show you some of the performances that have been going on right now. So the first thing I want to point out, Santiago Espinal has had an awful season. I don't know where this came from. I actually had to take him out of the lineup. He's been better of late, which is why, and by better of late, I mean, you have to see how bad he was when he first started. So this is not what we were hoping for when we extended him. I hope this is not a sign of things to come. But some good news is Jonathan India is playing like a stud. You see the numbers there. Nick Gordon, we just recently moved into the right field role because we had to send Elliot Ramos down. He was struggling. I had to send a couple of guys down to AAA that just, I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I can't figure out what's going on. Brian Reynolds hasn't had the average going, but everything else has been good. I'm happy with it. Ian Happ has been on a tear. Look at the numbers there. That's crazy. Michael Busch not hitting for enough power, in my opinion. I need to see more power out of him. See, he slipped a little bit in that power left category. Still, he's going down overall. We're not getting the growth. I'm hoping to get him to 80 overall at least. He has 86 potential, but man, he just hasn't been able to just take advantage of his opportunities. I'm really pissed about him getting hurt last year because I think that was going to be his chance to blow up, and he just lost it because of that injury. Alejandro Kirk has been insane. 342 average. He's slugging over 609. He's like the second in the American League for average, and he's like top 5 in slugging percentage, so he's been good. We did call Gunnar Henderson up because of Santiago Espinal's struggles. He was on fire early on. He's cooled off a little bit, as you can see, but you still really good numbers on the season so far with those 70 at-bats. Juan Yepes, not hitting for the power I'd like, but average and on-base percentage are good. And Willie Adames, why is it every guy we sign in free agency just always seems to just like be, I mean, power numbers are good. Happy with those, but the walk numbers leave something to be desired, and definitely the average. So, nothing too much to show you on the bench there. Uh, Decent power from Grichuk. Not upset with that production out of a bench role. So let's take a look at some of the AAA numbers. Kevin Made struggling. Liverpool Guerrero's actually had a power explosion at AAA, so pretty happy to see that. Might get him into the majors at some point this season. Manzardo's picked it up of late, but still not afraid of enough power. Kevin Alcantara has been like phenomenal. Power numbers there. He might find himself in the majors at some point this year. It's especially if Elliot Ramos continues to struggle. Carson Taylor, he might be called up pretty soon because I'm not getting much out of Ali Sanchez in my backup role. But again, good defense, and that's why he's up there in the majors. And then again, we talked about Elliot Ramos. Talking about here, our first round draft pick from last year has not been really good, but it's still early. I mean, he's only that 60 overall, so I'm not going to worry about him. And plus, only 19 years old. Buford Grant has heated up. He was one of those shortstops we took in our first draft. Like to see a little bit better from the bat, but again, only 20 years old. Francisco Batista has cooled off of late, but the numbers are pretty good there. Miguel Bleis has finally stayed healthy, and he's having a good season. Leandro Rojas is not. This is what I was concerned about. I mean, the guy has serious contact concerns, and that's really starting to affect his ability to tap into that power. Davison De Los Santos, he started to play pretty well. Really happy to see that. This is a guy I was hoping to be part of our long-term plans, and he had a good season last year, and he seems like he's backing it up this year. Our first-round draft pick in our first draft, David Arellano, has not developed with the stick as we had hoped. Not hitting for good enough average. The power numbers aren't good, so that is starting to become a little concerning. Love the defense, but he's got to start tapping into his abilities at the dish. Diane Jorge finally getting a regular everyday role. Decent returns there, and nobody else to speak of with the bats there. The pitching rotation is where things have been stressful. I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. And the thing that is most frustrating is my guys are getting just shredded with the long ball. Trevor Rogers hasn't been bad, but Grayson Rodriguez 1.74. Asa Lacy I just called up. I'll talk about that in a minute. Bobby Miller 1.65. Chris Bassett, I'll talk about that in a minute. We just signed him. Brady Singer, I think he's like over 2. Yeah, 2.17. My bullpen arms are getting smacked around with the home run ball, so 1.8 there. Frias is okay. Hernandez had to be moved out of the closer role, 2.37. Those guys are all fine. Vizcaino, we got up for a hot minute, but he was struggling. Brian Bello was struggling down there. So it's been just a mess. And some of our most steady, reliable arms have been some of the most egregious performers. So Trevor Rogers is throwing well. FIP is good, so I'm not worried about him. He's the one guy I'm not worried about. I don't understand why Grayson Rodriguez is so bad in this game. He hits per 9, league average. Ks per 9, well above league average. Base on balls per 9, above average. His home run per 9, a little bit below average, but should not be this bad. So FIP 4.48, just like all of the other seasons, has been good. But, man, I gave up so much to get him, and he really needs to settle down and settle in. And especially needs to start growing to try to achieve that potential. Asa Lacy, good first start of the majors. He had a meh season at AAA, but I called him up because my bullpen's been getting murdered. And I think part of it's been because it's been overworked. And I've been dealing with guys like Singer, with only 63 stamina, Bello was 70, and Vizcaino was 66. These guys weren't able to go deep into games, and I think my bullpen was getting overworked. So I just called up Lacy just because of that 82 stamina, just simply purely because of that, because I need to try to take some pressure off of my bullpen, and that's why I signed Chris Bassett too. I don't think he'll be around very long, but I didn't want to call back up Brian Bello quite yet, even though he's doing well at AAA. I wanted to give him a little bit more time to settle back in. And I wanted somebody to just eat innings for a month. So hopefully that plan pays off. Bobby Miller, his home run per 9 were good until late, and then he kind of been getting exploded. So you see, if we could just stop giving up the long ball, everything would be fine. But, man, it's been bad. Dylan Coleman, he's not having a great season. because of the long ball again. We talked about Brady Singer's struggles. He was hot, like hot to start the season, but he's been just been ice cold since about late April. Bullpen started to settle in. Hernandez, we just moved him out of the closer's role, so we'll see if he settles down back in a middle relief role. I also kind of like that he's in middle relief because he can give me a little bit more innings. I had most of my guys who had like higher stamina in my setup or closer's role. Bummer, moved him into the setup role now more full time. He wasn't getting enough work. And actually, one of the best guys in our bullpen this season has been Keegan Aiken, so hopefully he can keep that up. Down on the farm, Brian Bello talked about him. He's improving. Vizcaíno's had a good season at AAA. That's why I called him up and thought he could give me something in the majors. Logan Henderson has been one of our most surprising performers of this season. In AAA, you see the ERA 1.62. Let's see, what else we want to talk about? Bryce Bonnen's been good at AAA, but was not good in the majors. He really had some walk issues and some home run problems. You see, again, another guy with a high home run per nine in my major league bullpen. I know those guys don't have great home runs per nine, but like these guys are giving up like 2 home runs per 9 innings, which is like well above league average. And these guys are all just a little bit below league average for their home runs per 9. Let's see. Bryce Miller's been really good. 0 ERA there. Abner Uribe is pushing for a call up. I just don't have a spot for him right now. I might force a spot for him. And then down here in Triple and Double A, things have looked really good for the pitching front. Derek Leonard's been good. Pinzini's been good. Luis Aguayo has settled in. Was he giving up a lot of hits? Yeah, he's giving up a lot of hits. The walks numbers are pretty good, though. Fernando Arias has been outstanding. Wow, he was at like 29 walks in like 25 innings pitched, and he has been on fire of late with those base of balls. So really exciting to see that growth for him there. See that Ks per 9 number? He's only 62 overall. He's already 88 for that. So that's exciting to watch his development. Richie Gallegos been pretty good as well, so that's exciting. We need him to perform well because otherwise he's not going to grow fast enough because he's already 23. And then that's all I wanted to talk about there. So that should be everything I want to go over. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I really hope that things start to turn around as we go down the stretch here and try to get closer to trade deadline. I hope that at the trade deadline this season we are buyers and not sellers. And yeah. So anyways, in the meantime, between time, I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you see this video. And I'm gone. Deuces.